You've decided you're ready to make the leap and pursue becoming an influencer assistant, but you're not sure what skill sets you need to have or where to even find clients to start your new career. And there isn't a lot of information out there about becoming one, which is why I started my podcast, Flexible Freelancing Mamas. Sorry, there is a car coming by, so if you hear that, I live on a main street, very annoying. My name is Bree, and I started my influencer assistant journey in February of 2022 as a stay-at-home mom, and now I am an influencer project manager on a mission to help other stay-at-home moms become work-from-home moms so they can stay home with their babies while still providing an income. Of course, if you are not a mama, you are still welcome on this YouTube channel and in my free Facebook group, Flexible Freelancing Mamas. I just do market to fellow moms because that's how I started my journey, and I went from influencer assistant to freelance influencer manager for one of the clients I was assisting in January of 2023, and here we are almost in August, and I am starting a new role as an influencer project manager. So I am just so grateful, so excited, and I cannot believe I've had 3 job roles in influencer marketing in the last year and a half, and I have worked super hard, all self-taught, because there's not a lot of information out there. So I want to make sure I can be a resource to anyone who's looking to become an influencer assistant and get into influencer marketing without a degree. Which is why on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 tasks I did as an influencer assistant, where to learn the necessary skills, and how to find clients. Those are my top asked questions. How do I become an influencer assistant? How do I learn the skills? And where do I find clients? So we're going to talk about it all in today's episode. So grab a snack and a drink because this will be a lengthy episode. So that first task that you might be doing is email management, which includes pitching to brands, following up with the brands, and keeping their email organized overall. And I've done a few videos sharing behind the scenes on how I organize my clients' emails. I keep it organized by brand contracts, brand collabs, potential collaborations, PR, brand chips. I just try to keep everything super organized. So if we need to look for something, we can easily go into that folder and find it. We don't have to type in a bunch of different keywords in Gmail to find the email. We can just simply go in the folder and see where everything is. And it keeps us organized. So if a brand decides to not work with us at the beginning of the year, or we've already worked with them, I know who to pitch to in Q4 to hopefully land a brand deal or another brand deal. So I will have the videos linked down below where you can see behind the scenes. Make sure you're following me on my personal TikTok as well as my business TikTok, because again, I share the behind the scenes and I show what the email management looks like. The second task, which was very popular and something that I ended up outsourcing because I did not have the skill, is graphic design. So that looks like creating YouTube thumbnails, which is fairly easy, especially a lot of lifestyle and beauty creators and influencers. Their thumbnails tend to look the same, created in Canva. So that is pretty easy to do. You might do little previews if you've seen them on an Instagram story where it's like 2 photos and then the video playing in the middle. Very easy to create on Canva. The swipe up link, so it's a blank background, white or pink, and then there's just products up there and the creator's telling you, oh, swipe up to shop on my Amazon storefront or LTK. Those were a little hard, especially like resizing them and making sure they look good. So once I formed my agency in August of 2022, I brought on another contractor that can handle graphic design for me and my clients, as well as creating the Pinterest pin. So when you are working with creators, you're pretty much managing their platforms, and Pinterest pins can be a little tricky, but there is quite a few templates on Canva you can use. Just be careful, especially using the first 20 of them. They're overused, so if you are going to use a template, make sure to switch out some of the elements on it just so it looks more personalized and not like a template. The third task that you might have to do is short format editing. You should not be doing long format as a influencer assistant. They usually will hire a video editor. Think of like YouTube videos, but you will be in charge of short format editing. So the reels, TikToks, idea pins, you typically end up repurposing that around. I personally use CapCut. You can have it on mobile or desktop, but our contractors in our agency, they use Adobe Premiere, which is the industry standard video editing platform, either iMovie it's Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere. Those are the 2 industry standard video editing software. So when we are charging these premium prices around $70 to $100 an hour for all these tasks, I need to make sure we are at the industry standard and level. And of course, if you're not familiar with the professional editing software, that's okay. You can learn on YouTube, or if you don't want to purchase it, you can learn how to edit on iMovie or CapCut. They're free. Again, a simple YouTube search will help you to edit. I've been editing since I was like 15 when I had my own YouTube channel, so it's something that comes naturally to me. But all of these things can be taught and you can learn hands on. You just have to get familiar with your client's editing style and how they run their business. And editing is such a good service to offer because you can offer it as a standalone service. So if someone just needs help staying consistent on TikTok or on Instagram, especially even business owners, you could offer that as a standalone service. Get good, get creative, and show them what you can do. And when you are in the beginning stages of building your portfolio, you can show off how you edit your own videos. You don't have to have your face in it. You can show aesthetic videos or how you do ASMR or cleanup videos. Like, you can build your portfolio through your own content. But we will talk about that all in another video. Getting back to the task, I would say another popular task that I would have to do would be repurposing content, or it might be called cross-promoting your content. Depends on who you're talking to. They mean the same thing. You are just posting that content across all the platforms where it makes sense. So if my client posted TikTok, we have repurpose.io, so we can save that TikTok without the watermark. Again, this is on the agency side. You do not have to invest in all this software right away. You can use SaveTik app as a third party and hope it doesn't come out blurry. We'll take that TikTok, we'll put it on Reels, we'll put it on YouTube Shorts, and if it makes sense and it's searchable, we'll put it on Pinterest. So that is 4 platforms. Their content is across 4 different platforms. So it's really important to grow their community across the different platforms, and that is usually something that you will help them take care of. Number 5, coming in strong, is content planning. I am going to make a video about this on our agency YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed to MJ's Marketing VAs. That video will be out next Thursday or Friday, and I'm going to break down how to create an influencer content strategy. But for a quick breakdown, when you're planning their organic strategy, just for organic posts that they're gonna put in their feed on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc., you have to learn what their goals are, if they want to work with any brands, and create content around what does their community want to see. So you have to look through their analytics, look through their comments. I know it can be a lot, so I'm gonna have a visual breakdown video. But you have to look at all that, plus their goals, and then create their content ideas based off of what they want to do, what their community wants to see, and then planning that content and their video ideas. You need to see where can we integrate brands and products that you want to work with into those videos, so you are staying on top of their mind. You're sending them notifications, tagging them in. Oh my gosh, sorry for the abrupt stop. It sounded like someone had walked in the house and it's just me home. So that was a little scary, but it was my next door neighbors. So getting back to point number 5, with the content planning, you just want to make sure you're able to integrate the products and brands that they want to work with in the content. So again, you're able to build a relationship with them, whether they're sharing it on their stories or tagging them on TikTok, Instagram. If it's the same social media manager running the platforms, they're going to get familiar with you, and eventually when you ask for the direct contact, they'll give it to you, and they'll let the direct contact know, hey, you might hear from this person, they always use our products. You'll just get a good word. And the 6th and final task that I would typically do as an influencer assistant, again, there's a lot of tasks you can do depending on the creator, but across the board, with all the creators I've worked with since February of 2022, it is community management. And that is when you are replying to DMs, replying to comments that they can't get to. Especially, you want to reply right away. It's really good for engagement and getting their video boosted into the algorithm. Also, sending affiliate links, especially the bigger the creator is, people are going to ask, where's that top from? And even if they're not big, you just want to send the affiliate link. So people are going to ask, where's your top from? Where's your purse from? Where's your sunglasses from? Either it's replying to a story or asking in the comments. You want to be able to send them that affiliate link right away. So that is something that I would do, as well as making LTK graphics, which goes back to point number 2. In the graphic design area. Also might be in charge of posting updates, especially on YouTube, trying to grow one of our clients' YouTube channel. We want to make sure we're engaging with that community and they know that we care. So in the community tab on YouTube, we'll ask questions, we'll do polls, post updates, share the video she had just posted, just so they're aware of the content that she's posting and they feel that they're, truly a part of the community. All right, so those were the top 6 tasks I did as an influencer assistant. A lot of these tasks are learned working hands-on or through YouTube University, like I mentioned before. So I will have links and resources down below for you guys in the description box. So make sure to check them out. A lot of it is really just self-taught. I don't have a course. There are courses out there, ranging from $500 plus. And if you're like me and you didn't have money at the time of starting your influencer assistant career to invest and you're learning, by yourself and hands on, take advantage of YouTube University and my podcast, as well as my free Facebook page group. Now, when it comes to landing influencer clients, 8 times out of 10, it's going to come from cold pitching. That is how I landed my first client, and I'll link the video down below that includes the exact pitch I used and still use when I want to pitch to larger influencers for our agency. But now that I have a brand presence, they come to us most of the time through inbound marketing. They're seeing us, applying to work with us. But when I was first in the thick of it and grinding it out, I was sending out my cold pitches left and right, and this template worked 8 times out of 10, I would say. I would either get a response or get an open. And that's the most important thing to me, is at least they're opening it. And then if they respond, and even if they're telling me no, I would appreciate it, but it worked. And if an influencer or creator does need an influencer assistant, they're going to announce it, whether it's in a TikTok, on their Instagram stories with the link to go fill out the application. I've seen it both ways. They're going to let you know. And if you are looking for those jobs, it's very hard, but it might say, social media assistant to an influencer. I did see a few of those when I was looking last year, but most of the time, cold pitch, they're announcing it. And I definitely recommend building your presence, doing a mix of cold pitching, which is called outbound marketing. You're going to get your clients, and then allowing clients to find you, which is inbound marketing. You're attracting them through the content you're making, and you are showing the process of how you put together a content calendar, or how you edit a video, or how you do stuff for your client. Make them say, oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's what I needed. Let me reach out to her or him. And I just want to let you guys know that this is not an easy job. The hours are long. It's very go, 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 whether you're in person or virtual. There's just always things going on, especially when you work with larger influencers that are working with a lot of brands. Q4 is like the busiest time of year, so we're gearing up for it, and I'm trying to mentally prepare because the nights were long when I was working at that. Brands were replying at like 8 o'clock at night, trying to get content from you. They want a quick turnaround time, so it's holiday season, it's really busy, and it's interesting to see how it's going to play out this year because we are, in a recession, just crazy times right now. But you need to be on your A game, and your working hours might be 9 to 4:30. That's when mine were. But again, they were getting emails in at like 6 or 7 o'clock, and I needed to reply to them. Obviously have boundaries, but when they're hiring you, they're expecting you to keep up with their industry. So if you just want to be a regular virtual assistant to business owners, 9 to 5 or whatever, influencer assisting is not for you, because you will have to work a little bit after your hours. So you can, have a break. And that is a boundary that I set up with my clients. I'm like, okay, well, I have to get my daughter, so I won't be back on until 7 or 8 o'clock, around her bedtime. And then I would work 8 to 10. And I still do that for some of my clients, especially as a manager, because when those inbounds come in, you want to reply to them. And I'll talk about my journey as a freelance influencer manager, but my one client, because, you get commission from the brand deals that you secure for your influencer clients. That's just how it goes. It's fair. It's commission only. So she would reply to brands. And I was like, oh my gosh, now you're messing with my money. You're cutting into my pockets. You have to have a boundary that I'm going to reply to the email later tonight, or you need to give me 24 hours. And when I make a video talking about my experience as an influencer manager, I'll share that story and talk about having boundaries with your clients. But there is a lot of working after hours. And if you can't do that, then again, this is not the career path for you. But I absolutely love it. I love that every day is something different. I love working behind the scenes and seeing what it takes to create content and what it takes to become an influencer. It's just very interesting, and it's definitely not what you think it is when you're on the other side of the curtain. But yes, nonetheless, I truly love it. And just make sure that you are going to be reliable, professional, organized, and following through on all the tasks you have to do, keeping them organized, keeping them on point, and holding them accountable to everything that they need to do. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast episode. I am so happy to be back with bi-weekly episodes and lives in the Facebook group. So make sure you have joined for all the exclusive tea. And sometimes I post job openings. If we have a creator come to us that's like, oh, I need in-person help. Do you have any team members in this location? We might post that in a Facebook group and see if you're open to being a contractor for us, or if we think the client's not a good fit for us in general and they would still be a good client, we would pass the client along to you. So every creator and influencer that applies to our agency is not a good fit for us, but if they are a professional and we feel comfortable sharing that job with our community, I will absolutely post it in there. So make sure you are a part of the community. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.